with Half Dozen Customs. Back out here on the Jeep. Been out here for a little while. I got the other side all cleaned up. We're gonna work on getting this side cleaned up now. So the other side came out really nice. I only hit a couple of spots that I had to hit with the welder, which isn't bad for all the welding that we did over there. Okay, there's all grinded up. It looks pretty good, but there's a couple spots I think could look a little better. I'm gonna add some welds to it. It's not structural, no pinholes, no nothing like that. Just to make it look a little bit better, I'm gonna fill in a couple of the voids where the welds didn't quite meet up nicely. That'll do it. Hopefully. Turkeys. Okay, that's it for those. Mind that tab. It's getting cut off. Tonight we're going to be working on the pin latch setup that we've kind of designed it once already based off of what was already there. We just kind of cleaned it up and tried to make it look a little more presentable than what they had. And I have not been a fan of it. And I've had a real hard time just kind of finishing that part of this project because I didn't really care for it. So kind of redesigned it and tried to clean it up a little bit more and make it a little bit better. And this is what I came up with. Instead of having, you know, that round bar that was welded here, with our little tab that we dropped our pin through, which was a pretty simple setup. So I came up with this, moved it, we moved it down from up here. We had it here. We moved it down closer with all this stuff so that it just looks like one unit. And then we made this guy up here shorter and we closed it all off and boxed it all in. Before it was just a piece of angle iron with a pipe welded to it. So just kind of cleaned it up, and the size that was here originally, that was this, it was probably this big. It's the same thing. I just cut it in half and we welded half of it here and left the half up there and capped and boxed it and welded it all up. Capped and boxed and welded this one all up. And I think once we get it all in bed liner and everything, I think it'll look pretty sharp. So, or at least look better than what it was prior to what I did. So I have pretty much everything. I wouldn't say everything ready to go, but so I have this tab now, which is going to get welded to the bedside, and then this round bar basically gets welded into this guy, and then yeah, we just start trimming the fat off and boxing it up and cleaning it up. So yeah, let's get to it. Let's make this driver's side. This is the driver's side. Let's make this driver's side match the passenger side. So before I pulled this all off, I marked it where this was sitting. So now, I got the base piece final welded to the side of the bed, and we got the pipe tube, the pinhole tacked in place. Now we gotta start building this guy. How I did it on the other side was I just left it right where it's at and pretty much got it built. And then I cut it off the tailgate and moved it in where I wanted it. I switched gloves, so those gloves are so thick. Couldn't see what I was doing. So next thing I did, I took this. I gotta move you guys over here because I gotta go inside, shut the tailgate, make sure everything's lining up the way that it's supposed to, and get this guy tacked in place. As long as I'm happy with everything, we'll get the last little bit of it welded in solid, and then we gotta cap everything and clean it all up. So, but let's hello. No. Boy, help me out. Drop my pen. Got some good welds in there that went through. I can't get my pin in now. I re-drilled out that hole, and we'll get this thing all tacked in place. I'll probably have to drill it out again. I know when I was all done with this side, I had to run a drill through everything just to clean up that hole, because welds protrude through to the other side, and is what it is. Oh, did I leave the pin out somewhere? Oh, it's over there. Let's see how that fits. That's the same. Everything's the same. So, I measured everything. Everything's measures out right. But it definitely is not. It's not right. I'll show you. So I'm just kind of looking at everything and making sure, everything looks the same. Like, the gap between, this piece and where my box is, that matches. You know, I'm making sure that we're, you know, straight up and down here. You know, we're straight up and down over here. This measurement's the same, this measurement's the same. These measure the same. The only thing that I did measure that was a little different was the measurement of this is about a 1/16 difference from over here. So it's not, you know, a 1/16 of an inch is not much. For it to not close, this, when I close this over here, you know, there's probably 3/16 of an inch between the top of this and the bottom of that. And this one, when I'm closing, we're hitting. So the 1/16 that this is off, like, it's more like it's a 1/4 inch off, but all my measurements are correct, so go figure. So I'm gonna do a little grinding, and we're gonna see it. I'll take a little bit off the bottom there and a little bit off the top here. If we can get it to close. It's gonna get noisy with the rain here, so, but you know, this here, I have it kind of is angled a little bit so that it clears when it closes. That one's straight up and down, so I'm gonna angle it a little bit. But you know, this is gonna get all bedlined and everything, so there's got to be enough room in there for the bed liner to clear, you know, and not hit. The bed liner is pretty thick, so I have like an 1/8 inch of clearance here, hoping that that's going to be enough clearance. You know, if we gotta go in and file down the bed liner a little bit afterwards, you know, that's not a huge deal, but we gotta get the thing to match first. So I'm happy with it. It's fitting. I got the same gap on both sides now. I had to angle that one a little bit, which, like I said, this one's angled too. So now we got this one angled and it fits. Only thing that I don't like is when I drop my pin in, the pin's not straight up and down. That side is. When I welded this one in, it was off of the tailgate, like a 1/16 of an inch. Like I propped it up off of the tailgate like a 1/16 of an inch and tacked it in place, and then welded it solid. So I did the same thing over here, and it looks like this side don't need that. So I'm gonna cut it back off, and we're gonna lay it flat onto the tailgate. And we're going to look at that and see how that is. Which I am perfectly okay with doing, because when I was tacking that thing in place, I did not like how it was welding. So now I can clean my welds up and start over. Definitely tacked in place good. Just was not happy with it. Okay, I think that's good. I'm happy with that. We're gonna lock it in place. Before I move it, and then I'm not happy. Hope I was happy with that, because it's on there now. She still closes. Okay, I think we're good. The only thing that I see that might be a little different from one side to the other is if you look at this, it curves up into this guy. This side, it's like right on it. There's really no curve there, and it's because this guy seems to be down a little farther on that side of the tailgate compared to the other. What did I do with my thing? So we're at like 3 1/4 at this edge. We're at 3 1/4 on this edge. One and a half there. So everything measures out. It's weird. So, but all my measurements are correct from side to side. Everything. I measured everything, multiple times, and we're on point. So I'm glad that this side. I'm gonna weld this tube in solid real quick while we're here, and then I'll be back tomorrow to cap and close everything off. And just make sure everything is. So, but I'm happy that it's in. Not that I was dreading this side, but if you guys have watched previous videos, like this tailgate has been nothing but an issue to me. I didn't like the way it looked. I didn't like the way it opens, it closes, it shuts. There was no cables. I didn't like how they had it latched. This tailgate has just been a major issue for me. To the point to where like I was flabbergasted over it. Like I was having problems working on it. And I'm sure some of you viewers out there, understand where I'm coming from. Like when you're working on something that you just absolutely don't like it, like you don't want to work on it. So it has just been a major problem, working on this thing. And I think that I've done the best that I can to clean it up and make it look as good as possible. and we're almost done with it. These last couple of days, I had a hard time finishing this side over here because I still unsure about whether or not I like this side or not. My wife has looked at it. She says it looks great compared to what was there. The owner of the vehicle came and looked at it. He seemed like he was super happy with it. He said, just keep going. I like it. So I guess we're on the right track. Never forget your ground. Because I always do. So now, tomorrow, when we come in and we cap everything off, it's just going to make it even stronger. For one, with like this thing, I capped the top and the bottom, and I capped the back side of it. And then it gets pretty much welded solid all the way around. This side, I have two good decent tacks on each side of the bottom with the cap, and then this side I left open. I did not weld this side because it's getting that rubber gasket in there, and I just want to keep that surface nice and flat for that rubber gasket. So this side we'll just put a little seam sealer just to close the gap there, but other than that, it's got the two spot welds, and then it's welded on the top and on the back side, and it's got some good tacks on the bottom. So this guy got welded solid, and then I got to build two sheet metal sides for it, which will get welded in solid, just making it that much stronger. So it's good and strong, and there's not, the main thing that needed to be good and strong was this cable setup, because they need to be able to sit on a tailgate when you're at a car show, so that had to be good and strong, which that is. Now these, they need to be good and strong too, because they hold the tailgate closed, but there's really not a lot, that goes on. I mean, it's just an aluminum pin that holds the two things together. I think it's more than strong enough to hold the tailgate closed. So now, if it was a car door and it was holding your life in the car, that's a little bit different story than what this is. But I think it's, it'll hold the pig in the back if it needs to. I'm out, everybody. Take care. Have a good night. Remember, like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. I appreciate y'all. High five.